We stand before the Great Pyramid, its massive silhouette etched against the desert sky, a mountain of limestone and granite that has endured for more than 4,000 years. The tale most of us know begins with a king. Khufu, pharaoh of Egypt's 4th dynasty, is said to have conceived a vision of eternity. Around 2600 BCE, he commanded that a tomb unlike any other be built, one that would rise higher than any monument of man, a stairway to the heavens that would ensure his soul's safe passage into immortality. Close your eyes and picture the scene as textbooks describe it. Tens of thousands of workers gather on the plateau. Some are skilled artisans, stonecutters, and engineers. Others are peasants, conscripted from villages along the Nile. They toil under the burning sun, hauling blocks of stone on wooden sledges, dragging them across the sand with ropes that bite into their hands. Overseers shout commands. The air is filled with the clatter of chisels, the groan of timber, and the rhythm of human effort. Engineers, so the story goes, devised an ingenious solution to the problem of height. They built immense ramps of mud brick and rubble, stretching for miles, curling around the growing pyramid like a serpent. Up these ramps, block by block, the monument rose. Copper chisels cut the stone, levers shifted it into place, and sheer determination lifted Egypt's greatest king into the sky. It is a vision of human triumph, a civilization at its peak, harnessing labor and willpower to create a wonder of the world. And it is a story repeated so often, so confidently, that it feels like truth. Schoolchildren memorize it. Tourists hear it from guides who gesture toward the towering stones and speak of Khufu's ambition. The official narrative offers a comfort, that the pyramids are monuments not of mystery, but of humanity itself, a reminder of what people can achieve when driven by faith and power. But beneath this neat explanation lies silence. The workers themselves left us no words, no songs, no journals of their task. Khufu carved his name in no grand inscriptions upon the pyramid's walls. The ramps, so essential to the tale, are nowhere to be seen. And when we look closer, when we measure the stones, the angles, the alignment to the stars, a question stirs. Could the tools and methods of the 4th dynasty truly account for all that stands before us? For centuries, the official story has reigned unchallenged. It paints the Great Pyramid as a tomb, a royal boast, a feat of manpower and primitive technology. Yet the stones themselves seem to whisper a different tale. As the desert wind brushes across their surface, they invite us to look deeper, to set aside what we've been told, and to consider the possibility that the truth is not so simple. The official story is where history begins, but it may not be where it ends. The desert stretches silent and endless, but nothing dominates it like the Great Pyramid. From afar, it looks like a mountain born of geometry, its sides sloping at an angle so precise that even in its weathered state, the lines seem deliberate, eternal. Step closer, and the immensity overwhelms you. Its base covers 13 acres, enough to fit entire city blocks within its footprint. Each side once shone with casing stones, polished smooth, reflecting the sun with such brilliance that the pyramid appeared as a star fallen to earth. Imagine standing at the base, craning your neck until your gaze reaches its vanished capstone. Once, it soared to a height of 146 meters, taller than any structure humanity built until the medieval cathedrals of Europe. For nearly 4,000 years, no tower, no spire, no monument exceeded it. Its presence was unrivaled, a statement carved not in words, but in stone, daring time itself to erase it. Now, focus on the stones themselves. 2.5 million blocks, some weighing as much as 15 tons, stacked with a precision that defies comprehension. Run your hand along the ancient joints, and you will find seams so tight that a sheet of paper cannot slip between them. Modern masons with diamond tools and lasers struggle to replicate such accuracy, yet here it stands, achieved supposedly with copper chisels and pounding stones. The foundation is a marvel in itself. Across a span of 230 meters, the base is leveled with a variance of less than 2 centimeters. Engineers today, armed with lasers, struggle to achieve that degree of flatness on projects a fraction of this size. And then there is the alignment. Each side of the pyramid faces almost perfectly to true north, deviating by less than 1/20th of a degree. Compasses, subject to the Earth's shifting magnetic field, wobble more than that. Yet 4,500 years ago, someone fixed this monument in place with an accuracy that seems more than human. Step inside, and the precision continues. The grand gallery rises like the inside of a cathedral, its stones stacked in corbelled layers that soar upwards with balance and symmetry. The king's chamber, hewn from massive blocks of granite quarried hundreds of miles away, resonates with acoustic properties so exact that some believe it was tuned like an instrument. The builders were not guessing. They were calculating. Every angle, every joint, every shaft seems purposeful, as though the pyramid itself were a machine, its parts fitted together with an understanding of forces and materials far beyond its age. This is not the rough labour of peasants dragging stone. This is not the haphazard stacking of blocks. This is artistry wedded to mathematics, scale bound to precision, the impossible made real. And as you stand in its shadow, you feel not only the weight of stone, but the weight of mystery pressing upon you. For this monument does not merely impress, it unsettles. It makes us wonder whether the story we have been told can truly account for what the stones themselves reveal. The official tale tells us the pyramid was built with nothing more than ropes, wooden sledges, and copper chisels. At first glance, it is a story of perseverance, of human hands shaping stone through sheer determination. But when you lean closer, when you study the evidence with the same care the builders themselves must have used, the story begins to fray. The tools do not match the task. Copper, the metal most often cited, bends easily under pressure. Strike it against hard limestone, and it deforms. Strike it against granite, and it fails almost immediately. Yet inside the Great Pyramid, we find granite beams weighing 70 tons, cut and transported from Aswan, more than 800 kilometers away. These blocks are fitted so precisely that their surfaces gleam with a polish like glass. Imagine attempting such a feat with copper. The idea feels not only improbable, but absurd. And then there are the casing stones, the smooth white limestone blocks that once covered the pyramid's surface, shining so brightly they earned it the name Ichet, the glorious light. These stones were cut and set with joints of astonishing fineness, angled to create a smooth slope that rose more than 140 meters into the sky. With primitive tools, how could such flawless geometry be achieved on a scale so immense? The ramps often described as the solution raise questions of their own. To lift blocks to the pyramid's summit, ramps would have needed to stretch for miles, requiring more material than the pyramid itself. yet no remains of these colossal structures have ever been found.